Hey guys, it's me, Tiana Jones, also known as Callie Faye, and I'm back today with the Global Peace Sustainable Development Goal, Day 14, Life Below Water. We have so many amazing international speakers and listeners here, able to give us new research and data and also circulate knowledge to all people. Welcome our first international speaker, Professor Dr. Ambassador Piyush Raja. Welcome.
Namaste to all from India. Myself is Piyush. I congratulate to all for being a part of this conference and also congratulate to two kids who are being the part of this conference and Gatia, Dr. Estra and Poonam ma'am and all. Let me share the screen. Permit me.
Ready to go.
Thank you. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. My paper title is Achieving Sustainable Development Goal 14. Conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas, and marine resources. These are the outline of my paper: abstract, introduction, targets of SDG 14, progress, challenges, conclusion, and then references. The abstract part of my paper. This research focuses on Sustainable Development Goal 14, that is SDG 14, which aims to conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas, and marine resources. The paper explores the significance of SDG 14 in addressing pressing environmental challenges such as overfishing, marine pollution, and the degradation of the marine protected areas, sustainable fisheries management, and the reduction of marine pollution. Furthermore, the paper discusses the interlinkages between SDG 14 and other sustainable development goals, highlighting the crucial role of ocean and marine resources in achieving a sustainable future. The research paper also examines the progress made towards 14 implementation, identifiers, and existing challenges, that examines the progress made towards SDG 14 implementation, identifies existing challenges and gaps, and proposes the potential strategies and solution to accelerate progress and ensure the long-term conservation and sustainable use of ocean and marine resources. The introduction part of my paper, the Sustainable Development Goals, are a set of global objectives adopted by United Nations UN to address pressing social, economic, and environmental challenges, to promote sustainable development worldwide. Sustainable Development Goal 14 specifically focuses the conservation and sustainable use of ocean, seas, and marine resources, with over 70% of Earth's surface covered by ocean. We all know and they play a crucial role in regulating the climate, providing food security, supporting biodiversity, and facilitating global trade and transportation. The ocean, seas, and marine resources face numerous threats and challenges that require urgent attention and concentrated efforts. Their preservation, overfishing, habitat destruction, marine pollution, ocean acidification, and climate change are just pressing issue, and health and sustainability of marine ecosystem. These are the target of SDG 14. You can see 14.1 target is by 2025 prevent the significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds. 14.2 by 2020, which has passed, sustainably manage and protect marine and coastal ecosystem to avoid significant adverse impacts. 14.3 minimize and address the impacts of ocean acidification, including through the enhanced scientific cooperation of all levels. 14.4 by 2020 effectively regulate harvesting and overfishing, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing and destructive fishing practices. 14.5 by 2020 conserves at least 10% of coastal and marine areas. 14.6 by 2020 prohibited certain form of fisheries subsidies which contribute by overcapacity and overfishing, eliminate subsidies that contribute to illegal. 14.7 by 2030 increase all the economic benefits to small island and developing states and least development countries from the sustainable use of marine resources. Progress and challenges. We can see the progress of SDG 14. The first one is increased awareness. SDG 14 has raised awareness about the importance of ocean and marine resources, leading to increased effort and initiative to address marine conservation and sustainability. Uh, Sustainability. B, uh, policy and legal frameworks. Many countries have developed and implemented policies, laws, and regulation to address the marine pollution, overfishing, and ecosystem degradation. C, marine protected areas, MPA. There has been expansion of establishment of MPAs, that is marine protected areas, contributing to the conservation of marine biodiversity and restoration of ecosystem. D, sustainable fisheries management. Efforts have been made to promote the sustainable fisheries management practices, including the use of science-based approaches, improved monitoring, and control measures. And the last one is stakeholder engagement. Collaboration among government, civil societies, academia, and the private sector had increased, leading to the better coordination and initiative related to SDG 14. These are the challenges. First one is insufficient implementation. Second one is overfishing and illegal fishing. Third one is marine pollution. Fourth one is climate change impacts. Fifth one is funding gaps. Sixth one is data and monitoring gaps. And last one is governments and enforcement. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach that includes enhanced and international cooperation, increased funding and investment, knowledge sharing, and capacity building. Um, the integration of SDG 14 targets into national policies and development plans. Overall, while progress has been made in various aspects of SDG 14, sustained efforts, political will, and global cooperation are needed to overcome the challenges and ensure long-term health and sustainability of our ocean marine ecosystem. The conclusion of my paper, the conservation and sustainable use of ocean, seas, and marine resources as outlined in Sustainable Development Goal 14 are essential for achieving a sustainable future for our planet. This research paper has explored significance of SDG 14 in addressing pressing environmental challenges and promoting responsible practices in marine ecosystem. In conclusion, SDG 14 represents a critical global agenda for conserving and sustainably using ocean, seas, and marine resources. It underscores the urgent need of collective action and transformative changes in policies, practices, and behaviors. By implementing the targets outlined under SDG 14, we can ensure the long-term health and productivity of marine ecosystem, safeguard biodiversity, support sustainable economic development, and address interlinkages with the other sustainable development goal. The success of SDG 14 requires ongoing environment, resources, and collaboration from government, organization, academia, civil society, and individual worldwide. By working together, we can secure a sustainable future for ourselves and future generation. We ocean, where ocean and marine resources thrive, contribute a resilient and prosperous planet. It is our responsibility to protect and preserve these invaluable assets, ensuring their sustainability for the benefit to all. We all know 70% of our planet is because of our ocean. These are the references which I have used in preparing the paper. Thank you and namaste to all. Thank you, Tiana, for inviting me as a speaker. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you. Thank you again. Every day you're full of surprises. Thank you so much. Our next international speaker is Katia Biblari. Welcome.
Well, hello everyone, again from Georgia, and I'm happy to be with you. And today I am with my students. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most important topics. It is SDG 14, or Sustainable Development Goal 14, which aims to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas and marine resources for sustainable development. It includes targets such as preventing and reducing marine pollution, protecting marine and coastal ecosystems. It also minimizing ocean acidification and promoting sustainable fishing practices. In the case of Georgia, it is a country located in the Caucasus, the region of Eurasia, and does not have direct access to the open sea. However, Georgia does have a coastline along the eastern coast of the Black Sea, which makes SDG 14 relevant to its coastal areas and marine environment. The Georgian government, in collaboration with various stakeholders, has undertaken initiatives to address the targets of SDG 14. Some of these initiatives include, and the first one is marine and coastal ecosystem protection. Georgia has established protected areas along its coastline to conserve marine and coastal ecosystem. For example, the Kableti Managed Reserve and the Palyastomi Lake protected areas to safeguard biodiversity and habitat in the coastal zone. I also want to emphasize pollution prevention, which is also very important. Efforts are being made to reduce marine pollution by implementing wastewater treatment plants, raising awareness about proper waste disposal, and implementing regulations to control industrial and agricultural runoff into coastal waters. Sustainable fisheries. Georgia is working towards sustainable fishing practices by implementing regulations to prevent overfishing, promoting responsible fishing techniques, and supporting small-scale fisheries to ensure the long-term viability. So that's all from me today. I wanted to express briefly, and I hope that we together will be able to solve this problem, because this is very important, and we have to teach. As an English teacher, I think that I shoulder a great responsibility also, not because I'm an English teacher, but I think that teachers should shoulder and should accept more responsibilities to teach their students, pupils, that the marine pollution is an important issue, and they have to understand and perceive that we have to take care of it, and we will be able to solve this problem. Thank you for your attention and for devoting time for me.
Thank you. Thank you again. Every day you've been here, and we are grateful to see you here again. Thank you. Now we call upon Ambassador Esthera. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone again. Welcome, dear respected Honorable Dr. Tiana Jones, Dr. Piyush, and every one of you. Dignitaries, guest speakers, to our Global Peace Sustainable Development Goal 14 today. I'm actually very tired, but never mind, just after submit. Life below water today. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting topic, but we don't have all the time to talk about it. So let me share my screen. Dr. Tiana.
Please try now.
Okay. Sustainable Development Goal 14. Let's explore Malaysia. Today, I'll share some information about the life below water and about what is going to extinct, what is under danger of extinct in Malaysia. Okay, SDG Target 14, we already covered, discussed by Dr. Piyush just now. Okay. Life below water. The seas and ocean play a vital role in providing them and regulating the climate, the food, rainwater, and oxygen for this earth. Malaysia has major challenges.
Sorry for interrupting you, Dr. Esthera, but your screen is not visible for us.
Is it? Okay, 1 minute. I did. Okay. Why is not visible? It should be visible. Okay, I share again. Why I cannot share? 1 minute, yeah? Because it's overlapping with my the share screen option is overlapping with my this thing. Wait 1 minute. What am I supposed to do? Okay.
It's all because you are in many events and you put on every slides.
No, no, no. It's because just now not able to share. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, now. Sorry, yeah.
Now it's visible, ma'am.
Well, thank you. Okay, I think I forgot how to share screen suddenly. Okay, so let's explore life below water, Malaysia. Okay, SDG 14 targets. The sea and ocean play a vital role in providing and regulating the climate, the food, rainwater, and oxygen for this earth. Malaysia has major challenges to overcome before achieving the targets for SDG 14. Malaysia has largely kept the proportion of fish caught from overexploited and collapsed stock at sustainable level. Moreover, Malaysia has retained close to 0% for fish caught, which later was discarded. This is one good part of Malaysia. So having said that, areas of concern for Malaysia would revolve around protection of key biodiversity areas and general marine areas, trawling and cleanliness of the ocean. Why life below water is important. SDG 14 aims to protect and ensure the sustainable use of oceans. This includes the reduction of marine pollution and the impacts of ocean acidification, the ending of overfishing and conservation of marine and coastal areas and ecosystems. Oceans are our planet's life support as they provide water, food, and help regulate the weather. Oceans also provide jobs for more than 3 billion people who depend on marine biodiversity for their livelihood. What is water pollution here? Water pollution results from harmful substance buildup in its composition, rendering the water toxic and unusable to human and animals. This degradation in water quality also causes adverse effects on environment as we use it for agricultural purposes. Some common pollutants include bacteria, parasites, pesticides, nitrates, pharmaceutical products, and so on. These substances are often invisible, especially in low concentration that get dispersed in seas and lakes. However, you can determine water quality by testing aquatic organisms. Ocean pollution in Malaysia. Malaysia with emission of 0.073 million metric tons per year ranked third in the top 20 most polluting countries based on annual plastic emission of rivers into oceans. Once in the ocean, plastics can persist, whilst carrying potentially toxic pollutants over long distances for decades up to centuries. But now Malaysia has taken a drastic action towards reducing the usage of plastic bags and plastic items. Marine biologist Sylvia Earle was right on the money when she said, no water, no life, no blue, no green. Despite our understanding that water is a crucial life source, pollution still plagues our ocean, lakes, rivers, and reservoirs. Water pollution in Malaysia, its dire effects and cause for solutions. What are the causes of pollution? Sewage, wastewater, water from shower, sink, toilet, commercial and industrial activity contributes to this as well by when they release metal and toxic sludge into the environment through the drainage, through rivers, and which also not only affect water, it also affects land, nearby land, especially agricultural land. Fuel spillage, transportation of oil leaks pollutes water too. Oil pollution for routine shopping, driving to pouring oil down the drain, we all contribute to pollution daily. Gasoline drips from vehicle, factories, and farms churn out large amount of waste, including tankers and ships. Livestock, farming, and agriculture. Leading causes of water eutrophication due to chemical dumping from farming and livestock operations. Nutrient pollution caused by excess nitrogen and phosphorus in water leads to algal blooms, which also very detrimental to even the planktons and other algae. And a significant threat to ubiquitous water quality. Agricultural sector consumes about 70% of the water throughout the world. What are the effects of these pollutions? The detriment of water pollution goes beyond human life and wildlife. It's economical. For instance, oil spill that washes up on the beach wreck the ecosystem and greatly affect tourism. And arguably, we all contribute to this problem through the use of petroleum-fueled transport. Another example of sewage wastewater, sewage discharge into coastal water can cause extreme health hazards for those who bathe or surf in them. Besides that, this pollution can poison shellfish growing near the shore. What happens when we eat this poisoned shellfish? It results in illness, is acute and sometimes even fatal, known as paralytic shellfish poisoning. Water pollution has killed millions of people and sickened billions, but we never think it would happen to us. Fortunate for what we must understand is that pollution harms the environment on which we depend. Desecrated environment equals lower quality life. How we manage this marine affected impacts on marine ecosystem because of the shoreline plastics, sea surface plastics in marine organism, sea floors, sediment plastics, water column plastics, and so forth. The most visible impacts of plastic debris are ingestion, suffocation, and entanglement on hundreds of marine species. Like in Malaysia, of course, and also many other countries, turtles are suffering because of this plastic disposal, and which suffocates and entangles them. Fish and turtles mistake plastic waste for prey. Most then die of starvation as their stomachs become filled with plastic. So sad. Types of sea turtle in Malaysia. We have sea turtle and we have freshwater turtles. A total of 7 species of sea turtles, and about earlier it was 18 species. Now it's only 7 species. of sea turtles and about 257 species of freshwater turtles and tortoise have been described. Out of the 7 species of sea turtles in the world, 4 species come to the nest on beaches in Malaysia. And out of the 257 species of freshwater turtles and tortoises in the world, 100 species are native to Asia and 18 have been recorded in Malaysia. In Malaysia, the most famous tourist spot where the tourists watch the turtle. Yeah, these turtles, especially leatherback turtles, coming to the shore, laying eggs. Yeah, it is a very exciting tourist spot. Actually, it's at Terengganu. It's a long 15 kilometers beach. Beach is in Terengganu, Rantau Abang. This place, we call it Rantau Abang. The 4 species of sea turtles that nest on the beaches in Malaysia. Yeah, we have many type of species, but these 4 are the most common one. Yeah, which comes to the shore. Leatherback turtle, green turtle, hawksbill, and olive ridley. Yeah, these are the picture of all these turtles in Malaysia. The famous one. Yeah, this is the leatherback and green turtle. These 2 are most commonly spoken about in Asia, because Philippines do also suffer extinction of green turtles. But this leatherback found mostly in Malaysia, and it's very huge in size. Yeah, all this. Okay, leatherback. Okay, this is the picture of the leatherback turtle. The status of marine turtles in Malaysia is either endangered or critically endangered. WWF, this is the organization which takes care of wildlife in Malaysia, states that the leatherback turtle population in Malaysia has declined by more than 99% since 1960, while olive ridley turtles have declined by more than 95%. You see, this leatherback is the most famous one, and it's extinct, almost extinct, 99%. So this means Malaysia will be losing the income from tourists at this spot, and this from this state also. Because this is what leatherback turtles are famous for tourists there. What is the estimated number of leatherback turtles in the world? The population of leatherback, the oldest and the largest sea turtles, has declined an estimated about 80% in the past 3 decades. And in 2007, it was believed that there were only about 40,000 leatherback turtles left in the world, only 5,000 in Pacific. Due to a variety of threats, this leatherback is at a threat of extinction, total extinction. Yeah, these are few ways how we can protect our ocean, conserve water, reduce pollutants, reduce waste, shop wisely, use your shopping bag which is recyclable. Yeah, always keep in your car. Reduce vehicle pollution, try to cycle, walk if possible, use less energy. But a suggestion to use electrical vehicle is not really a good idea, because we need fuel, of course, right? But still, it's up to the people. Fish responsibly, then practice safe boating and respect habitat. Respect habitat is healthy habitat, and survival go hand in hand. Treat with care. What is the interesting facts about fun facts? Yeah, something which you don't come across quite often. Okay, fun facts about life below water. 94% of the life exists in the ocean. We now know almost 250,000 marine species. Cuttlefish have 3 hearts. Do you know? Only 5% of ocean has been explored. Oceans critical in controlling greenhouse gases. Ocean generates about 50% of the oxygen we need and absorbs 25% of the carbon dioxide emitted, captures 90% of the excess heat generated by this emission. The world's longest chain of mountains is under sea. Coral produce their own sunscreen. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. So detailed, and the graphics are great. I know the students loved it. There's a lot of students on here now that have been joining, and I'm sure that they were ecstatic about it. It was so detailed, and I never knew that the fish were eating the plastic and dying of starvation.
Ah, oh my God, the children know better. Don't
Wow.
be surprised. They can do better than me. I've attended many, summits, and children, they really do a very good job.
That was amazing. Thank you for joining us. And now we have Ambassador Maya Japajli. Welcome.
Greetings from Georgia. I am Maya, a teacher tutor. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing and loving moms out there. I'm glad to have the opportunity to be here with the outstanding listeners and speakers. Thank you for this to Diana Jones and all of you, each of you. Today is the 14th day of Sustainable Development 14, and I will speak about Goal 14, of course, using the example of my country. Sustainable Development 14, Goal 14 is one of the 17 goals established by the United Nations in its 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. SDG 14 aims to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. It addresses the urgent need to protect marine ecosystems, mitigate ocean pollution, sustainably manage fisheries, and promote the sustainable use of coastal and marine resources. As for the example of Georgia, a country located at the intersection of Eastern Europe and Western Asia, it has made efforts to contribute to SDG 14 despite being a landlocked nation. Although Georgia does not have direct access to the sea, it has a coastline along the Black Sea, and its actions can impact marine ecosystems and resources. Marine conservation is very important in Georgia. Georgia has taken steps to protect its coastal and marine environments. It established several protected areas such as Palliastomi Lake protected areas and Kobuleti protected areas too, which aim to preserve biodiversity and ecosystems. Sustainable fisheries is also essential in Georgia. Georgia recognizes the importance of sustainable fishing practices to marine healthy marine ecosystems. The country has implemented measures to regulate it and manage its fisheries, including licensing requirements, fishing quotas, and restrictions on fishing gear to prevent overfishing and promote responsible fishing practices. Pollution control is also in action in Georgia. Georgia has been working on addressing marine pollution issues. It has implemented initiatives to control and reduce pollution entering the Black Sea, including wastewater treatment projects, monitoring of industrial discharges, and awareness campaigns to promote responsible waste disposal. Research and collaboration is also vital in my country. Georgia actively participates in regional and international collaborations and research initiatives related to marine conservation and sustainable development. By engaging in partnership, Georgia can exchange knowledge and best practices with other countries to enhance its efforts in achieving SDG 14. Overall, while Georgia faces challenges in implementing sustainable practices due to its geographical limitations, it recognizes the significance of protecting marine resources and ecosystems by adopting appropriate policies, collaborating with other nations, and raising awareness among the citizens. Georgia is making strides towards contributing to SDG 14 and ensuring the long-term sustainability of its coastal and marine environments. Thank you for your attention to all the speakers and listeners. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. You too.
Our next international speaker is Professor Nada Rakovich from Croatia.
Greetings from Croatia. Happy Mother's Day to all amazing mothers, strong women, powerful women. Today we are on the SDG 14, life below water. So we need to think also very, very important SDG like all, and it is saying how to conserve and how to use the seas, the oceans, and all the resources for the sustainable development. It also includes the marines and conserving them. If we talk about the Croatia, Croatia is very rich with water, even with seas, lakes, rivers. Really, you see here today my background. This is one nearby me. And you know, here, what we do, we here always make actions because we have so many fishes and we want to protect that world which live under the water. And as I said, we have the sea, so marine transport and tourism is very developing. How to have healthy rivers, healthy lakes, healthy sea. That is very important. That is very necessary to live to our existence. We know that if we talk about the global level, that 17% of our planet and that we need the food for that we need food and energy. How to manage that? How to protect all that against the dangers? Because we know there are so many dangers when we talk about the garbage. When we talk about we have so many fish burglars who wants to destroy everything. So our mission is to eliminate the pollution and to keep to protect also the actions of overfishing, because we know that we have so many fishers and some fish needs to be protected. And all this life in the water. I will not talk about all these targets because I like this protect and restore the ecosystems. How can we do? Because our Esther already showed an infographic how to take this action, how to make the restoration, and how to achieve the healthy and productive waters. I will maybe say some things that we can do and that what we need to do. So if we talk about the goal 14, that is it is we need to support that. So we can make donations. We can make donations. It can be small or big. It depends about us. How much can we give, and with which amount can we make a difference. Then yesterday, day before, we talk about reducing the waste. How much waste we are producing? We are producing enormous amount of the waste. So that is said that so many is in the seas, in the oceans. Not using the plastic bags. We need to that kind of wrong kind of wrong type of plastic makes can also be one of the cause of the pollution. Never buy bottled water like boil, filter, chlorine. So rainwater is very healthy, and you know, our old my father, my mother always taught me how grandparents, grandfathers were catching the rain, and also day to day I see today our flowers and our food also they covered with the water, with the rainwater, that vegetables and some things in our garden. We need to put our voice to be heard, make so many campaigns to stop using the plastic and stop putting it in the oceans and the seas. We need to buy local fish which is certified, because today it can be a problem. We know that so many illnesses could come if we don't eat a fresh fish. So we need to support these actions, help it to be on our trade, in our markets, in our shops, certified fish. Then we need to organize cleaning actions. So that kind of things we are doing. We are doing with the students. We are taking them because we have here a big river called Cetina, a lake called Perucha, and also the seas nearby us. So we are doing these sections. We are making organizing cleanup projects for the rivers, for the lakes, and engaging whole the community. We are doing that on the local community. We have a big support from our community. So students really like these actions, especially today when we bring them in the nature, uh, breathing the fresh air. So that is for them. They like that. They like that. Also, like they like foresting. So many things they like to do. So we need to encourage them, and this is the way how can we help. And informing our students, we need to be whole time informed about everything, listening the news, staying in touch with the global goals, like what we are doing here, because all these days, today 14 day, we hear so many new things. What Esther is doing in Malaysia, what Mala is doing in Georgia, Piyush in India, Richa in India, in America. So that is important for us also, collecting these informations, the statistics, and hearing what we are doing and what are our actions in our countries worldwide. So we are getting so many new ideas for us like educators, for our work, and also for the business, because somebody is putting the water in the bottle, so he needs to know which kind of bottle to use, and etc. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you from Croatia. And I'm sure you know exactly how to help these students that are on here. There's over 6 students watching you right now from Georgia.
Great Georgian students. Soon I will be from Georgia and I will learn Georgian and we will know. And here is Laura. Laura, are your students here today?
So
No.
Laura's from Romania.
Yes, but I ask it, are her students maybe here today?
They will join, but not today, because at the weekend it's a bit difficult for them. They are in the middle of exams.
I know. Okay.
So our next international speaker is Laura Stancu from Romania. Welcome.
Greetings from Romania, everyone. Thank you, Tiana, for inviting me and to share my views on SDG 14. May I share the screen?
Yes, you may. Happy Mother's Day as well to you and your
Happy
family.
Mother's Day.
She's telling you, Laura, what to do, your beautiful daughter. Let us see her.
She's learning about SDGs. So, as I said, I am Laura Stancu from Romania, and the objective of Goal 14, the one we are talking about today, is to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Just a second.
And continue.
Small technical problem. The oceans are one of the most important treasures that we have. They are our planet's life support, and they regulate the global climate system. They are the world's largest ecosystem, home to nearly 1 million known species and containing vast untapped potential for scientific discovery. Oceans support the global population's economic, social, and environmental needs. These are SDG 14 targets, and they all are related to reducing marine pollution, taking care of the ecosystems, and conserving the life that is there in the oceans. And we can do that by reducing overfishing and protecting our precious treasure, the oceans. We are a land-dwelling species, but we depend more on our oceans than we can imagine. Oceans cover close to 3/4 of the Earth's surface, contain 97% of the Earth's water, and represent 99% of the living space on the planet by volume. Over 3 billion people depend on marine and coastal biodiversity for their livelihoods. Oops, sorry.
How amazing so far. It's been great.
Sorry, there's a small technical glitch with my computer. And it's... Despite the critical importance of conserving oceans, decades of irresponsible exploitation have led to an alarming level of degradation. Current efforts to protect key marine environments and small-scale fisheries and to invest in ocean science are not yet meeting the urgent need to safeguard this vast and fragile treasure that we have. The ocean absorbs around 23% of annual carbon dioxide emissions generated by human activity and helps mitigate the impact of climate change. The ocean has also absorbed more than 90% of the excess heat in climate system. Ocean heat record levels causing widespread marine heat waves, threatening its rich ecosystems and killing coral reefs around the world. Increasing levels of debris in the world's oceans are also having a major environmental and economic impact. Every year, an estimated 5 to 12 million metric tons of plastic enter the ocean, costing roughly $13 billion per year, including cleanup costs and financial losses in fisheries and other industries. About 89% plastic litter found on the ocean floor are single-use items like plastic bags. So this is why it is really important to think about the plastic that we use. Do we really need to use that? Can we replace it by something that will be more, that will be friendlier with nature, that will have a positive impact and not a negative one? Oceans absorb about 40% of the carbon dioxide produced by humans, buffering the impact of global warming. So alongside trees, they are what helps our world to give us oxygen. The oceans distribute heat evenly around the planet. They absorb heat at the equator and then move it away to more polar regions. Oceans also serve as a source of protein, with more than 3 billion people depending on the oceans as their primary source of protein. Unmonitored fishing causing the rapid disappearance of many fish species. The world's oceans, their temperature, chemistry, currents, and life drive global systems that make the Earth habitable for humankind. Our rainwater, drinking water, weather, climate, coastlines, much of our food, and even the oxygen in the air we breathe, are all ultimately provided and regulated by the sea and oceans. For oceans, sustainability can be achieved only through increased international cooperation to protect vulnerable habitats. Establishing systems of government-protected areas should be pursued to conserve biodiversity and ensure a sustainable future for the fishing industry. On a local level, we should make ocean-friendly choices when buying products or eating food derived from oceans and consume what we need. There's a lot of microplastic floating in the ocean. And sadly, humans are harming the ocean every day with overfishing, pollution, dumping wastewater, and throwing tons of plastic. The plastic objects we throw into the ocean break down into tiny plastic particles, and they are extremely harmful to everything in the ocean, including ourselves, because we ingest this microplastic when we consume fish. Primary microplastics are tiny particles, and they are found in cosmetics, microfibers shed from clothing, and other textiles, such as fishing nets. And secondary microplastics are particles that result from the breakdown of larger plastic items, such as water bottles. Single-use plastics are the most dangerous ones. They are meant to be used just once and then discarded. And these are the source of secondary plastic particles in our environment. Plastics can take hundreds or thousands of years to decompose, and in the meantime, they wreak havoc on the environment. Microplastics have been detected in marine organisms, from plankton to commercial seafood, and even in drinking water. And they affect our lives in a very negative way. It is believed that by 2050, our oceans will house more plastic than fish. The creatures which swim in the oceans get tangled in bits and pieces of plastic. Millions of fish and other animals lose their life because of the plastic catastrophe. What can we do? Reduce our use of single-use plastics, recycle properly, participate or organize a beach or river cleanup, raise awareness about the danger of plastic in oceans and seas. These are some of the animals, some of the creatures that can be found in the Black Sea, the sea which is near Romania. And all these creatures are important. They all bring so much into our world and they offer us so much. So let's clean our oceans and seas together. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. And I really like the end where the dolphin was grabbing the plastic. It shows us what not to do. Do not throw your waste in the ocean. Thank you so much.
A collective effort to make this world cleaner and better. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next international speaker is Professor Richa Ranjan. Welcome.
Thank you, Tiana. Thank you. So today, this was beautiful presentation by Laura. And she's very right. In next few years, we'll be getting more and more plastics than fishes. And we are a land dwelling species, but we depend more on our oceans than we can imagine. Oceans clearly covers 3/4 of the Earth's surface, which contains 97% of the Earth water and represent 99% of the living space on the planet by volume. And why is it important? Coastal and marine resources contribute USD 28 trillion to the global economy every year. But this is only a small, what we can say, small part of why they are so important to our planet. The world's oceans, their temperature, chemistry, currents and life drive global system that make the Earth habitable for humankind. And our rainwater, drinking water, weather, climate, coastline, much of our food, and even the oxygen in the air we breathe are ultimately provided and regulated by the sea. Throughout history, oceans and seas have been vital conduits for trade and transportation. Careful management of this essential global resource is a key feature of sustainable future. And what are the targets? By 2025, we have to prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds, in particular from land-based activities, including marine debris and nutrient pollution. And by 2020, sustainably manage and protect marine and coastal ecosystem to avoid significant adverse impacts. And we should minimize and address the impacts of ocean acidification, including through enhanced scientific cooperation at all levels. By 2020, conserve at least 10% of coastal and marine areas consistent with national and international law and based on the best available scientific information. And Tiana, I think today I can't get much of the material, and already what I've heard from all other international speakers, it was beautiful presentation by all, Professor Nada and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you, and same to you and all.
And everyone. So now we have Katia Bibilari. She's going to call out her students' names. Can you hear?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Elena Sirbiladze will be the speaker.
Okay, let's please repeat her name.
Elena Sirbiladze.
Okay. Welcome, Elena.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for joining us. Did you want to share your screen? Are you showing us a presentation?
Wait a minute. I have a little problem.
No problem.
They want you to let them share.
Okay, 1 second. And you're now a co-host, so you can actually share your screen if you need to.
Her classmates want to help her, like Abwa Shulabi. Can you see them? They will share the screen and Elena will talk about.
Can you give us the co-owner so we can like share her presentation?
Sure, thank you.
Yeah.
It should work now.
Elena, you can talk about it.
That's okay. If you guys aren't able to do it, you can just tell us about it and your opinion.
Okay. First of all, my name is Elena Sirbiladze, and I want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day. I'm going to talk about ecological problems of the Black Sea. The Black Sea is part of the world ocean. The world ocean is an interconnected system of Earth's ocean, which completes the bulk of the hydrosphere and covers 71% of the Earth's surface. The Black Sea is part of the world ocean. That is why the ecological problems in the world ocean is also concerns it. The Black Sea is one of the youngest seas in the world. It approached and moved away from the Caspian Sea Lake. It got its modern appearance about 10,000 years ago. We meet the Black Sea tribes in ancient Greek sources. In regard to the myth about the Argonauts, it is worth noting. A double-decked sea. The Black Sea belongs to the number of the double-decked seas because the upper layer of the water is salty, and with the increase of depth, the saltiness increases. Therefore, the upper layer of the water is lighter than the lower one. That is why there's no exchange of water between the surface and lower layers. The surface layer of the Black Sea is saturated with oxygen. In the lower layer, oxygen decreases and poisonous gas increases, which is due to activity of bacteria. The absence of oxygen and the presence of the poisonous gas makes the bottom layer of the sea lifeless. Underwater deposits of natural gas and oil have been discovered in the northwestern part of the Black Sea. Oil is also extracted in Georgia, in particular in the vicinity of Batumi. Ecological problems of the Black Sea are oil spill, abrasion, fishing, industrial household agricultural waste, sea bloom. Oil in the Black Sea. The western part of the sea, where the sea route passes, is spectacularly polluted with oil. In particular, the Odessa Danube confluence with Istanbul, as well as the Odessa Danube confluence with the Varan. The oil covers the surface of the water in a layered 1 millimeter thick and prevents oxygen from entering it, which poses a threat to the inhabitants of the water. Abrasion. One of the problems of the Black Sea is abrasion. In example, the washing of the coast by waves. This problem is particularly accurate in Georgia. Waves destroy the coasts, and artificial beaches are built to protect them. Abrasion in Achara is caused by Deriner Dam, and in Samekrelo by Chivri Dam, because of the Chorochi and the Enguri rivers cannot bring the required amount of debris into the sea. Industrial household agricultural waste. The challenge of the 21st century is considered to be delayed by plasma. 83% of the solid waste found in the Black Sea comes from plasma and microplastics. One of the main sources of marine pollution are rivers and their tributes, which then flow into the sea. It is necessary to install a special filter at these tributes and confluences. In Georgia, there are many illegal landfills near the rivers. In case of flooding, waste gets into the river and then into the Black Sea. In some villages, agricultural waste is thrown directly into the rivers. Sea blossom. The growth of algae in the Black Sea is explained by the pollution that flows from the river due to the absence of sewage systems. Algae live better in water. Consequently, this leads to an increase in algae, which means that swamping begins in relation to the shore, and there will be a noticeable smell. Algae are toxic during bloom. Fishing, respectively of the Black Sea countries catch about 400,000 tons of fish annually. A large amount of uncontrolled fishing and the ecological condition of the sea have significantly limited its biodiversity. The number of industrial fish has significantly decreased. Seabirds are advisedly affected by oil tanker accidents. Hundreds of cocoons, terns, and seagulls drown and die in the oil spilled into the sea. As oil is still actively transported through the Black Sea, the risk of accidents and their adverse consequences still exist. In addition, maybirds get eliminated and die in fishing nets every year. Through such cases are not systematically recorded. It is clear the fishing nets suffer from too many storms, which of course have a negative impact on their population. October 31 is the International Black Sea Protection Day. It was established in 1996. I think that in order to improve situations at sea contains monitoring, it's needed to control privacy and the discharge of harmful substances into the water, the construction of dams and the process of removing waste from rivers should be controlled. Georgia, by second reminder, countries must thoroughly fulfill the duty assigned to it. The problems existing in the sea and on its shores should be completely considered and solved by all appropriate organizations. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that, and I had no idea that that was happening in the Black Sea. So you were able to educate me in the United States and other people from other countries here. I am so happy for you, and I hope that you join us again. You did an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say something like, here is Khatuna Titwite. Khatuna Titwite is their geography teacher, and I'm grateful to her for helping them a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank all of you. Now, do you have another speaker?
Yes, Mariam and Elena, they are twins.
Yes, hello. Today we're going to talk about life below water. The ocean covers most of the Earth's surface, more than 71%. On average, 311 million tons of water comes per inhabitant. The ocean influences the state of the atmosphere, and it is a source of food and minerals. It is the most productive ecosystem on Earth. 80% of fishing is determined by the ocean. It is the cradle of life on the planet. The ocean performs an important environmental function, affects the composition of the atmosphere, and is an important storehouse of mineral resources. The role of plankton is immeasurable in balancing the gases that make up the atmosphere. It is organized as the most important source of oxygen. It greatly contributes to the existence of life on Earth and the formation of the climate. It has a great influence on meteorological processes. 50 to 70% of the oxygen in the atmosphere is produced by phytoplankton in the process of photosynthesis. One of the importance of the world ocean is fishing. The annual income extends $55 billion. Only 1% of food comes from the ocean, but 1/4 of the animal protein is in the world's ocean. For example, the ocean provides more than half of the animal's proteins to Myanmar, China, and Japan. Mariculture, the so-called range of the ocean, is actively developing in the open ocean. The term mariculture refers to the cultivation of beneficial algae, mollusks, fish, and other organisms in seashores, parks, and rivers. The annual income of international water transport is 150 billion. Sea transport is characterized by high dynamism and a low cost. Unfortunately, humans use it to dispose of waste, causing enormous harm to the ocean's inhabitants and wildlife in general. The main polluting elements of the ocean are oil and other petrochemical products. Oceans are also polluted with garbage and household waste. Added to this is polluted air. North Sea research shows it is heavily polluted by waste from the UK and neighboring European countries. At the same time, such chemical substances are spilled into the ocean, which can cause the death of aquatic inhabitants. Such chemical substances are spilled into the ocean, which can cause the death of aquatic inhabitants. As for the effect on the ecosystem, pollution affects all the world's oceans. Although coastal waters are more polluted than the open seas because they contain many more sources of pollution. 650 million tons of water from 120 coastal cities flows into the Mediterranean Sea, along with the waste of 370 million people who live and vacation in this area. In the Mediterranean Sea, mammals face a greater threat. In order to save the lives of mammals, the governments of the countries are resorting to certain methods. Captive green turtles on the island of Bali in Indonesia are released from their eggs. The hatchlings are raised and released into the wild when their chances of survival are higher. In the Pacific Ocean, there is the North Pacific subtropical gyre, a large and calm current that moves in a clockwise direction and that causes changes in the air temperature and atmospheric pressure. Except for the plankton, there is only garbage here. It is a colossal landfill on our planet where millions of tons of garbage are accumulated and which slowly drifts into the waters of the Pacific Ocean. Since the 1950s, since people started using polythene bags, plastic bottles, containers, the area of this giant landfill has doubled every 10 years. In recent years, the volume of floating garbage in the ocean has increased catastrophically. As scientists note, the amount of plastic waste in the Pacific Ocean has increased 100 times in the last 40 years. Currently, the area of this territory is equal to the area of the European part of Russia. A good example of waste reduction and its alternative use is the desire of the Dutch to build a plastic island. They want to create an inhabited island out of used bottles, and for this they plan to use 44 million kilograms of plastic waste, which is currently littering the Pacific Ocean. The facility conceived by Dutch scientists will be powered by renewable energy sources. The area of the future island will be approximately 10,000 square meters, except for the city, the creation of which is assumed to be created by an artist. Architects for agricultural plots, they are thinking about creating a special zone. The island will be about the size of Hawaii, and the population will be probably reach 500,000. Thank you for your attention and happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us and explaining everything to us. We loved it. And you guys are so great speaking English and very fluent. Congratulations to your professors and teachers, because you guys are the leaders of the future. Continue to do good work for society.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm very proud of them because I think that they are fluent and they are very good at English. And there is one more, Luca, Dolice, and Luca. We are listening to you.
Hello. Hello. Today I'm going to talk about CDG 14. CDG 14 stands for Sustainable Development Goal 14, which is focused on conserving and sustainably using the ocean, seas, and marine resources. It aims to ensure the preservation of marine ecosystems, promote sustainable fishing practice, reduce pollution, and protect coastal areas. In Georgia, as a landlocked country, the direct impact of SDG 14 may be limited. However, it is still essential to educate kids about the significance of ocean conservation and sustainable practices, as they can contribute to a global effort of achieving SDG 14. Here are some ways to engage kids in understanding and supporting SDG 14 in Georgia. Education and awareness. introduce kids to the concept of SDG 14, and explain why ocean conservation matters, even for a landlocked country like Georgia. Teach them about the interconnectedness of ecosystems and the role oceans play in climate regulation and biodiversity. Highlight the impact of pollution and unsustainable practices on marine life and environment. Land-based activities. Emphasize the importance of rivers, lakes, and the other freshwater bodies in Georgia and their connections to the ocean. Organize clean-up drives near rivers or lakes to prevent waste and pollution from reaching the sea. Teach kids about responsible water usage and the importance of conserving this precious resource. Thanks for your attention, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. You did great. And you're also doing really well with your English. Thank you for having courage. It takes a lot of courage to come up here and to speak to all of these people. And we want to see you again. And we want all of you to get involved with the All Lives Do Exist Youth Summit, because you guys can get endorsement letters to go to college and also earn credit of building characteristic skills and also more English. So please talk to your teacher, Katia, about that, Katia Biblari, because she is a Global Peace Ambassador for All Lives Do Exist and Women's Lives Do Exist, which is equality for all people. Thank you guys so much. And we are now at the end of the summit. And I just wanted to say a couple words for this topic. So let me go ahead and make this a full screen. I was so impressed with everybody today. Every single person from all different nations came together with data analysis, research, opinions, and also passion for saving the ocean and also the life below water, which could be lakes, oceans, and also other things such as streams, dams. And there's so many different ways that we could look at this. We can look upon this in a way of understanding that we all have to co-adapt with the life below water, with the life in these different areas and also geographically areas such as the Black Sea, the Red Sea, and so many others. I believe that this is the time that we have to act accordingly, because pollution is spreading all over the world and it's getting worse. It's not getting any better. Although there are organizations, NGOs, there's so many different organizations trying to find a solution. But as we are the human beings, we are causing the problem. We are adding to the problem, and we are putting our waste in the wrong places. That's why it's so important to recycle and so important to be careful with bottle caps and also plastics and also other things that are just going to be put through dump, and it's going to be sent off and dumped into the ocean. So we have to try to manage our basically what we're buying and what we're consuming very carefully, because if we don't need it, we don't need to purchase it. And I believe we also have to monitorize basically the materials that we use to create certain things like art projects or even other projects that are being built. And that is for, you know, distribution, because some people are selling these things. They're coming up with new inventions. They're coming up with new ideas, and they want to take certain materials and use materials that are still bad for the environment. They're bad for the ocean. So this is all I will say to you in effort. I believe that we all can make a difference in our own mindset, because you have to have a positive mindset to also make a solution. We're aware that a lot of issues exist with sustainable development goals, which is, in other words, SDG, but we want to find out how to fix these issues worldwide. And if you're an advocate, which means a leader for your country, and you believe that these things can be achieved to find a solution for them, then my advice to you is continue to read, continue to learn about other countries, continue to practice your English, continue to practice other languages to adapt to communicate with others in other countries. Also, be a helping hand. Go on the weekends or go in your free time and pick up garbage. And then when other people see you doing it, you can get a group together and you guys can do it together. Then more people will join you. You won't be the only one being an advocate, a leader for the world, you know, to bring peace, to bring greatness to society. There will be other people that believe in it as well, but they sometimes need you to lead them first so that they can become unified with the mission, which means becoming one with you and your mission. I believe that you guys are all the future, and we are the future today in society. We have to follow the lead and be leaders. We have to get on these type of virtual Zooms and summits to be able to have our voices heard, because that's our human right. Everyone has human rights. Know your human rights. Google what a human right is and all the rights are. Start paying attention to your professors, your teachers, your colleagues, your family members, and the ones that are doing good are the people you want to believe in and follow for any type of opportunity that you're going into. And make sure that you're always being kind to one another, because mental health is actually the reason why people are being careless and they're dumping their pollution in the ocean and in the environment. It's because they're not understanding that everyone has mental health, just like we have physical health. We just got to make sure that we're healthy in the mind, in our thoughts, and healthy in our emotions. And if you control your thoughts and emotions, nobody can tell you what to do to control you. But you have to do right by people. You have to do good in this world. You have to create good ways and productive ways of healing the earth and healing each other. And how do you do that? Realizing that you have to spread light and love and kindness, and also do something that's going to impact the world forever in a most positive way, because you have the potential and you guys hold the gifts of changing the world forever in the best way. Thank you so much for being here today. And until next time, we have SDG 15 tomorrow. Thank you. And until next time, I will see you all soon. God bless and take care. Goodbye now.